Traveler God tier.
You must draw your weapon on all vehicles headed towards you. Oh, look at him. Someone get that shit on recording. Put it in your teeth. That shit was not for you, pussy.
They're so stupid.
Oh, he's fucking flirting.
That is funny.
Sometimes you have to make it work, even in horrible situations.
I got it. Hey! Hey! You shall not pass! What the is wrong with you?
Why would you do that?
You know what I find weird? We live in a society as a citizen, I can move somebody that is blocking my car, but a cop is not allowed to do that.
Who are y'all with? Look at this crowd. Who are y'all with? Look, they think it's an autonomous city. They think they own this city just because they have safety vests on. Just because they have safety vests on. So ridiculous. We own the street, right? Crazy.
Can you imagine somebody wants to protest and they want to stand on your car and make a video? No, I can't.
Here I come.
Oh,
here I come.
Oh.
What? Why are we seeing a Palestine flag in a protest against ICE because they're arresting Somalians for fraud? It doesn't make any sense.
Am I a hero? I really can't say, but yes.
People keep telling me the police need to de-escalate. And when you de-escalate, this happens. So I think the next time they have to try to do something, they're really going to try to be very effective.
Back the f*** up! Shame on you! Force is not law! Force is not law! You are not following the law!
If this was my wife, what? I need to go in that direction? Okay, you guys haven't. Okay, I'll just go there. I'll find another way. It's simple. But no, everybody's like, I have human right. I have to go there. I have to pick my kid. I can understand that. But you need to find a different way. Remember to subscribe.
Remember to subscribe? ¿Por qué? ¿Qué asco? ¿Qué chido?
The first thing that comes to my thought, what if that was my wife? What if they're carrying her like that? What if she was pregnant? But then at the same time, my brain tells me, if she was pregnant, she won't even go there. Hey, there's ice. It's wild. Can we make a new appointment? Can I drive in a different direction? It's kind of simple. Look at this person saying everybody for one person. I'm like, with so many people, you kind of de-escalate and have more control over the situation, right? Another N-word again. The N-word doesn't mean anything anymore. Long story short, it's a bunch of people over-emotional, motivated by over-emotional people.
And let's say, stop Trump, everybody. Hold your hand out. Stop Trump. Stop Trump. Trump, stop everybody.
Don't hold your hand out. Don't hold your hand out. No, he's trying to go.
Oh, no, I wasn't doing all that.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. I know. He's trying to go.
And supposedly he was saying bad words and showed him a beautiful finger. So Trump went to a Ford plant. One of the employees was calling him a pleasure protector, the P word. And a left-leaning article confirms he was suspended. And a lot of left-leaning people are saying, yeah, but we like free speech. And I'm like, if you're at a job, you have to act nice like you told me, right? But unless you have proof that I have been charged by something, we have to say alleged. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now you know what you have to do to get rich again. Call out the president. Woo! You got money. But hey, let's go to the ladies that can talk it out.
Republicans have repeatedly stated that you committed immigration fraud. Are you at all worried about a formal investigation that could perhaps lead to your deportation?
Well, you're one of those people.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know what that means, but are you at all concerned?
Do I look concerned?
Yeah.
I guess not. Okay. What about the Minnesota fraud hearing? You didn't show up for that. Do you think you should have?
Why should I have?
Well, it happened in your state. Don't you want to defend your position?
There were people from my state that were there.
Okay, but why not you? I mean, there's allegations that you're complicit in the fraud. Wouldn't you want to show up to
Why would
defend
there be an allegation that I'm complicit? How would I be complicit?
Well, what about Tim Walz?
Do you just ask stupid questions? Is this your thing?
What a bitch.
I'm curious to get your thoughts.
No,
I mean, there's a lot of controversy around the issue. $9 billion in fraud in the state of Minnesota.
$9 billion?
You don't think so?
Really?
Yeah, and counting. Probably more, honestly. You think that's fake news or what?
That is more than half of the resources that are allocated.
Okay.
So you genuinely, like, your brain has told you that it is possible for half of the resources.
I'm just going off of what
for our public service to, like, half disappear, is what you're saying.
Countless Minnesota state representatives, whistleblowers have come
listen
forward.
To yourself, though.
I'm
like,
trying.
just think about that for a second.
Maybe if you showed up at the hearing, you would know that whistleblowers are being retaliated against for exposing the fraud. Why is that? Why are they being tracked and traced?
Think about what you're asking. Who is tracing whistleblowers?
Minnesota state officials, Tim Walz, anyone who dares to speak out against the government.
Tim Walz is doing something to
Yeah,
whistleblowers?
why is Tim Walz stepping down if he's, innocent? Why isn't he running for re-election?
Because he's had 8 years to serve as our great governor.
He was going to be vice president of the United States if Kamala won.
Yes, and he would have been an excellent vice president.
But now he's stepping down.
Much better than the person we have right now.
No.
And now he's stepping down as governor. Any comment on that? You don't think he's maybe complicit?
He is focusing on trying to make sure our state remains great. All right. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Please read.
Everything is gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay.
People are now telling me, well, they didn't actually receive that amount, so how can they waste $9 billion?
No, you're not wrong to be confused. People saying they didn't receive that amount are kind of missing how it works. The 14 high-risk Medicaid programs got billed and mostly paid out around $18 billion total since 2018. That's the real money that flowed from federal and state funds to the providers. The prosecutor estimates that half or more of those payments, so over $9 billion, were fraudulent.
That is more than half of the resources that are allocated.
Yesterday, you told me to please read when I asked you about the $9 billion fraud that you denied is happening, but I have it right here. I read. Look, Chairman Comer opens hearing on massive fraud scandal, $9 billion.
That's what Comer believes because he's as smart as you are.
It's not just Comer. It's Scott Besson. It's federal prosecutors. It's House Oversight. And
no
it's Minnesota State reps.
You could have that, ma'am. I think you need to get examined because your brain has been fried in some way, and it's not okay. I really hope.
Meanwhile.
Walls, grow some balls! Walls, grow some balls! El pueblo presente! El pueblo presente! He was taken by ICE just the other day! Somebody say shame! Shame! They murder when they ignore calls from people who really need them, and when they assist ICE!
shit, not good.
I would say her face reminds me when somebody is standing behind you when you have a strong opinion, but once you give them the mic, you realize they always wanted to use you to have their own opinion. But you can't call them out because then you won't have to support anymore.
What happened with Renee?
So there are about 2,000 ICE agents that have been surged into Minnesota because, of course, Trump is whipping up this fear of Somalis, running rampant over their welfare system. They're like, we're going to deport as many as we can get our hands on, as well as obviously as many brown people as they can get their hands on. This woman was part of a group of people who they trained to try to be ICE interrupters.
Mm-hmm. I know it. I know it. I know it.
And what they try to do is observe what ICE is doing, film them, and try to use their white privilege, to be honest. They're mainly white people.
Which is what we ask.
Which is what we ask them to do, right? Because black people, we can't put our bodies on the line because cops will shoot us. And so the presumption had been, particularly a white woman, because remember, part of the rationale for doing this with ICE is to save white women, pristine white women, from being ravaged by, criminal brown men. So white women, have been taking the lead in being the ones to step forward and challenge ICE and to say, as white people, we can step to ICE and step to police in a different way. In this case, this white woman and her wife, who's also a white woman, were driving in an SUV. They parked to try to block ICE from snatching people out of a suburban neighborhood.
Is there anything that you believe was being done that should not have been done by Macklin Good? The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not mad. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by.
This reminds me of the left-leaning strategy. It's not happening. It's an isolated incident. It's happening, but it is a good thing. But we're not breaking the law.
Don't get me wrong, my boss a bong.